abbiamo in linea, come pronunciato, la presidente del gruppo Ascolta Women, Teresa Capetola. Buon pomeriggio, Teresa, grazie per esserti collegata via Zoom, con la radio.
Piacere. Buon pomeriggio a tutti. Spero che non fa troppo caldo da tutti i posti. Non c'è fuoco, non c'è pioggia, c'è un poco di tutto adesso.
Ma infatti oggi ad Adelaide fa anche un po' freddo, io vedi, porto la
Sì,
maglia.
sì, sì, sì. In
Eh,
Melbourne invece, in Melbourne invece fa un poco di caldo.
sì, fa caldo. Ma infatti ho visto, nel Victoria ci sono stati degli incendi importanti.
Sì, 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 è proprio una tristezza. Troppo, cioè, questi fuochi. E anche ho sentito in New South Wales c'è acqua, pioggia, acqua. Sì, sì, di tutto, un poco di tutto.
Poco di tutto. Ok, ascolta Women. Allora, cosa ho già detto che ogni anno voi pubblicate un libro, quindi
Sì,
spiegaci un po' cos'è questo libro.
sì, sì, ogni anno facciamo un libro, in inglese diciamo an anthology, è le scrittura delle donne di Ascolta, tutte le sorelle, ci chiama le Ascoltessa. E, ehm, Quest'anno abbiamo tanto piacere a presentare questa anthology che si chiama Stories from il Corpo. Ogni anno facciamo, we do a theme every year e quest'anno facciamo il theme. In italiano come si dice il theme?
Il tema.
L'anno scorso abbiamo fatto Stories from the Other Side, siamo scoperto come per vivere, per sentire vivere, per capire quelli che sono passato e come si fa quando uno si fa in poco più vecchio. Quest'anno facciamo il Stories from il Corpo, Stories from the Body. Siamo tanto tanto felici a presentare questa anthology perché è- il corpo non è separato, it's not separate from who we are. So, il corpo è il nostro stesso. Eh, Questo anthology c'è circa 35 donne che hanno scritte poesia, storie, c'è photography, artwork, eh, and all of these beautiful creative pieces all speak to the body. And we are so excited because we are women, and I think as women, we are very connected to our bodies as young women, as women having children, as older women. And this is a wonderful opportunity to use our creative abilities to communicate what do our bodies mean for us.
Uh-huh. And I'm thinking that actually probably connects also well with your research field. Let's remind our listeners, you are in the field of, is that correct, health sociology?
Yes, so
You're at
I'm in the
Deakin
field of Deakin University
University.
in Victoria, and I'm in the area of public health and health promotion, and in particular looking at how we work to promote health for multiple population groups. So the aged, the young, sexual diversity, family diversity, Indigenous communities, of course, migrant communities, and we in our school, in School of Health and Social Development, we try to ensure that our students understand the diversity of needs of people from different communities and to try to promote health in multiple ways for these communities. So yes, it does speak to my research area. And my research area is also from my doctoral research looking at the lived experiences of post-World War II second generation Italian Australian middle-aged women. So it does speak to a lot of my areas.
Yes. And so, well, does it connect? You know, at this stage, if it's only a couple of months out, less than 2 months out for your publication. Do you know what's in the book and how it's
Yes,
collected and what's
yes,
designed in it? How
yes.
does it connect with what you've just been describing?
Yes, so we work towards the publication through the whole year. So 2025 was the year of Il Corpo. The launch of the book will be now to coincide with International Women's Day on the 6th. The International Women's Day is the 8th of March, and we will launch the book on Friday, the 6th of March at CoAsIt in Melbourne. And people are very welcome to come along. It's at 6 p.m. and it also will be available online via Zoom. In terms of its connection, the 35 women who have presented these beautiful creative pieces through photography, through poems, through stories, have all thought about what their experiences, especially their Italian migrant experiences, mean through their bodies. And we have had stories such as a lovely story from Pina Tome, who went to Malta, to France and to Italy and did the extended Camino with her husband. So she has walked over 500 kilometers. So when we had a theme of il piedi, she did the piedi,
So,
her feet, and of course il camino. And so it's a beautiful story about band-aids, blisters, difficulties, trying to, walk up and down hills, but also, of course, a spiritual journey and connected with her Italian heritage, with her memories of her family and her spirituality. So yes, there are a lot of connections for the women in the stories. In terms of my research and my teaching, we try to promote a sense of social justice and equity when we are promoting ideas of good health and health promotion. So we always situate where people develop their health, where they live, where they love, where they work, and where they play. So we don't say that health occurs in the hospitals or in the medical system. It occurs in the places where people live, love, work, play, age, and eventually die. And so Pina's story of Il Piedi and Il Cammino, I think, translates very well between those two sections.
yes.
We
And you
also
said,
have,
yes,
if I think of some other stories, we have a beautiful story, a couple of stories from Maria Pallotta Chiaroli, and she talks about how we make signatures on our body. What do our bodies say about our lived experiences? And she talks about scars on our bodies or the tattoos on our bodies. What do they say about how we have lived, how we have been, if we become very philosophical, how we have been ascribed our identities. She has two beautiful tattoos on the insides of her arms. One is live to love, and the other one is love to live. And she's dedicated both of those to her mum and her dad, and has a tattoo of her father's signature that he signed his, I believe it was his marriage certificate. And again, what she wanted to communicate was her deep connection to her family, to her heritage.
yes. You said you work on this throughout the year or for a year. What's the process?
The process is a iterative process, which means that we work regularly, and we work every 2 weeks. We meet on Zoom. We have a prompt that we work to. We either write before we meet or we write in a designated time, and we read our stories or our poems to each other. And because we are focused on listening, we listen very well. So ascoltare, to listen. So we listen with our hearts, with our ears, with our minds. We listen very carefully and attentively, and we give feedback to each other about our stories. So we give space and room for the experience to come into the world, not just in our heads, to come into the world. And then we give feedback to each other about what has worked well in the stories, what could be extended, how we could make things better. And we therefore have a process of building our skills, our writing skills, our presentation skills. And then these are worked on throughout the year, and then the women are invited to contribute their pieces at the end of the year, which we put into the anthology. Beautifully shaped, lovely images, a beautiful graphic designer who's working on it as we speak. And then that's what we publish and present to the community on International Women's Day, to acknowledge and to celebrate all women across the world and the importance of women.
Now, let's remember where and when it will be launched, this anthology.
So, Stories from il corpo, Stories from the Body, will be launched at CoAsIt, the Coassistione Italiano, in Melbourne, which is in Carlton, in Melbourne, in Faraday Street, on Friday, the 6th of March at 6 p.m. in 2026. So we were very happy with all the sixes. And as I said, people are very welcome to register and to come along. You need to go onto the CoAsIt's website and to register. But also to listen via and to watch via Zoom. So wherever people are around Australia, they're very welcome to join us.
Okay, and so the Zoom link will be available somehow. Maybe on your
if you go on CoAsIt's website.
Okay.
CoAsIt's website, yeah.
Oh, okay, excellent. Well, I'll say thank you again to Teresa Capetola for having come on to program, give us this update on Ascolta Women, which is a wonderful initiative. I know it started out of the constraints of the lockdowns during the height of the COVID.
It started absolutely in 2020 from a forum that I initiated from my doctoral research on the lived experiences of post-World War II second generation Italian Australian women. We had a wonderful forum, lots of women who turned up on the 13th of March 2020, and we went into lockdown on the 16th of March. So it was a very important time. And from that, we went online onto Zoom, and we're coming up to 6 years now of meeting each other. We now have women in Victoria, Mildura, Adelaide, Perth, Brisbane, Canberra, Canada, London. We've just got a new person in the UK, another one outside of London. So we are at the moment 65 strong. We have a membership, so we will have a website coming soon in March. And so if anyone is interested, they can definitely get in touch with us via our email, which is ascoltawomen, all one word, @gmail.com.
ascoltawomen@gmail.com. Okay.
Perfect.
Well, thank you. Have a good weekend. Hope you enjoy the warm weather, and we might get some warmer days coming up soon. Okay.
Thank you so much, Antonio. Lovely to speak with you and your listeners.
Ciao.
Buon pomeriggio.